Hello, this is Tim from Madden University. Today we're testing out my mic, so I thought I'd do a fun little video on the resources you should use to help you improve your game. There are multiple websites that you should know about as a player wanting to get better at this game. The first and probably one of the most important is MutHead. This website has every single player in the database. You can just search any player you want, like let's say Russell Wilson. It'll give you a list of all the names named Wilson if you type in Wilson. It has a database, so you can look through every year of Madden that this website's been on. You can have a watch list in which you can add players to this list, and it'll tell you their current price and their cheapest price of that day. So on the home page, if you scroll down, you can see a whole bunch of news about what's happening in the game. So right here is the All Rookie program, and then before here is the B-Dubs Bowl, Campus Heroes. Basically, this is your go-to source for new stuff. When you hover over a player in this website, it'll give you a snapshot of what their stats are. So if you were to go onto this player, so let's click on Ezekiel Elliott. Alright, so it gives you a whole bunch more statistics you could use. So it shows you all the key traits. If you want all of the traits, you just go to full ratings. Don't mind my computer just doing glitchy. Alright, so there's a lot of good things in this this little breakdown of the player. You have comments of people saying how they use the card, stuff like that. There's actual reviews right here. You can add them to your watch list. If you click here, you can see the chemistries he got, and if you click on either one, you can see a full list of other players with that chemistry. If you click over here, you can actually turn on their chem boost and see how they would look on the card. It doesn't affect his overall yet, but at this point in the year, 97 with chem boost is probably a 99, so I wouldn't worry about that. Alright, so we also have prices. This gives you the snapshot of what their current going rate is. So it's $7.45 on Xbox, and PS4 it's $7.15. You can go to full prices and look at a whole bunch of stats for nerds. Even says it right there. What you're going to look at is the current bin prices, the times sold. This will give you a good idea on how the pricing is going. This historical prices right here, you can actually see the decline in how long it took the card to go down. So if you're one of those people who is an economist, you can really have some fun with that. So you can go to Team Builder. Team Builder is a good fun way to, I'm not going to go fully in depth right here, but you can find players, add them to your team, and you can share the link with someone after you save it. And then you can have your team if you want to show off your team without having to take a picture of your computer. So there was a forum section there, but it's not as important as you'd think. So we're going to look at the subreddit now. The subreddit is probably the next biggest place you should go to when you're looking for things. There's, don't mind me, there's daily threads, there's guides, which includes my full playlist guide, which I'm proud about. The related subreddits, related sites, EA sources, a ton of posts. Go comment on all of them. They're a lot of fun. So what I just love this website. This is a great place to ask questions. So just use it. This next one is Mut Trading. This is the only official way to, or only safe way to trade multi-trades, because there's a middleman. So you both trade to one guy and he does the stuff. So I don't use it, but it's the safest way out there. So rule of thumb is just don't trade, but you know. Mut Wagers. Mut Wagers is the same as the Mut Trade. They use a third-party guy, so you both pay the guy, and then he gives the winner of the match the coins. It's a more legit way to do wagers. Raffles, you can enter to win a raffle, so it's exactly what it sounds like. Pretty easy. Mut Rank. This is exactly the same as MutHead in a lot of ways. But this one actually has a lot better of a player ranking system. So you see how you have all these types of players. So you have a different type of player for each position. You can go to these positions and then go click on, do you want a speed back? Go look at speed backs. So it's going to tell you the best speed backs. And it's usually going to rank them by speed, but it also ranks them by elusiveness, agility, and juke. And I think this rating system is a lot better than the MutHead. So if you trust rating systems, this is what you want. It gives you a full breakdown. If you click on the player, you get the same kind of breakdown MutHead does. It doesn't fill in the chemistries for you, but it just looks a lot sleeker. You know what I mean? Even gives you wildcat statistics. It's just really cool. Always look at traits. You can find the traits here on Mut Rank or MutHead. These are some very important things to keep an eye out for. This next one's Daddyleagues. If you are a Mut player or a CFM player and you want to host a league, this is what you'd go to. So you go to it, set up your league, invite players, all the nonsense. And it's a great way to just manage a league. So now we're on gutfox.com. Don't mind Gutfox and my girlfriend texting me. They just wanted to say hi. Dang it, Susie. Stop it. Alright, so now we're on MutHead, or Mutmen, or not Mutmen podcast. Now we're on the Gutfox podcast. So this podcast is, or not podcast. I keep saying podcast. This is a website made by Gutfox. He's a great guy. He has a lot of different threads you can go through. My favorite one is the Madden Meta report. Where's that at? Meta snapshot? Is that one? Yeah, this is probably one of the best forums in the game. So he goes over all of the different things that are very popular right now in the game. He hasn't done one recently, but this one's still pretty like accurate to what's going on right now. So I'd keep it in mind, give it a little look. This next one's MaddenFocus.com. If you see the playbooks I do, like the Google Doc ones, this is actually where I get my play art. So you go to the formation, you can go click on the plays, and you see all the plays in a given book. And this is a great way to scout a book before you go into it. So it's just something that's always there. This next source is Twitter. I know a lot of people don't like Twitter, myself included. But there are 3 guys you need to follow. It's Mike McFadden, Clint Oldenburg, and Mike McFadden right here. These 3 guys, they tell you what's going on in Madden. It's just very important to follow them and see what's going on. Rex in particular, this is the guy that if you see a glitch in the game, record it and send it to this guy. He needs all the feedback he can get to hopefully fix the glitches you have. So the next source we're going to look at is YouTube. So there's a lot more YouTubes than just mine, of course, but YouTube's a great way to try and find some things that help. So if we were to look at Madden, let's look at Madden tips. The first one that's probably going to pop up is Prima Games, yeah. But there's a whole bunch of other ones that you can look at. So a lot of people, Yo Boy Pizza, all these guys. So that's a good way to look at things. One of the last resource I'm going to look at is the Facebook groups. Of course, there's mine. Mine's been growing pretty well recently. We just hit 163 at the recording of this video. It's pretty good for when I started it. But enough about my group. This is a great way to if you don't like the way Reddit feels. This is another kind of source you can use even at work if you want to be bad at your job. But it's a great way to find some new things. There isn't just my group, of course. There's Brain Trust. They're nice guys. They do a lot of good stuff. They just don't post as often as I wish they would. So let's look at the next one. Let's just put Madden's CFM. So this is another place you can look at to try and get some CFM leagues. So you can find CFM leagues and stuff like that. It's a really cool thing to do. I'd keep it in mind when you're doing these things. So that's all the resources you should look at. There's Game DVR, of course, if you want to use Game DVR. let's see, let it load for a sec. And yeah, Game DVR is a cool way to upload your videos to the all these other websites to try and show them off, and that's really it. All right, you have a good game, my family, or whatever I'm gonna call you all whenever I get good at this. This has been Tim from Madden University. Have a good day.